But right now, I'm going to introduce Jeffrey Folmer. He's the director of the Discovery Center at the Pine Bush. What a great building that is.
Thank you. I agree.
And it's a green building.
It is. It's a gold certified green building.
Yeah, it's not painted
by,
green.
By LEED. No, not at all.
But you do have trees on top of it.
Well, we have painted trees on top. So it's a LEED certified building, and it's that comes in different categories, and gold is pretty high up there.
Well, that's really wonderful.
Yeah.
You have so much going on.
We do.
And I do try and put your free events in my newsletter so that it kind of keeps the people thinking about what they can do that there's no charge. You have, and when you do charge, it's so minimal.
It is. It's only $3 per person or $5 per family. Yeah. So we try to keep it very affordable. And many of the events are free. And the Discovery Center itself is free all the time.
You can go. Plenty of parking.
Yeah. So the Discovery Center building houses a large exhibit area. Most of the area of the building is the exhibit area. And I love it. They're hands-on. Yes, it is. It's a state-of-the-art interactive facility. So it's lots of fun.
And talking about hands-on, what'd you bring?
Well, I just brought a few props to play with. We do so many programs and events, and most of them are educational based, and the Discovery Center itself is educational based because a lot of people don't realize that the Pine Bush, the Albany Pine Bush, is a 3,200 acre preserve with 18 miles of trails, but more importantly, it's a globally rare ecosystem. So we have this great treasure here in the Capital Region.
Pine Bush is not just a pine tree. They're specific, aren't they? And there's
well, the bush really it refers to the area. Really.
Oh, okay.
It's one of only a few inland pine barrens.
Pine barren is the word I was trying to think of.
Yes, that's right. But it's sort of the common slang name for it is the pine bush.
Yeah.
So it's one of only a few left in the entire world of inland pine barrens, and it's considered the best remaining example. So
we got to preserve it, don't we?
all of everything, all the other inland pine barrens in the world, this is probably the best.
So I understand you burn some of it. What goes on?
Well, we do, and that's because this kind of ecosystem is fire dependent. So for thousands of years, as the ecology of the pine bush evolved, it included fire. And there are numerous species within the pine bush that are dependent on fire. And we have this. We'll show some photos later of the Carner blue butterfly. This is a mounted version, and I'll hold that up for you, which is very similar. People often see the spring azure butterfly, which is on top. But the Carner blue butterfly is dependent on the fire in the sense that the caterpillar of the Carner blue butterfly only eats lupin, wild blue lupin, which is the dried version here. We'll have some photos of that to show later. And wild blue lupin only grows in open, sunny, sandy soils, which is what the pine bush is. It's a sand dunes ecosystem left over from Glacier Lake Albany as it receded. So the important thing is that the Carner blue butterfly is an endangered species. So no wild blue lupin, no Carner blue butterfly, and no open sandy soils.
So there's a number of things that have to come together.
That's right. And then there are also certain species there that will only set seed if with fire. So New Jersey tea, for instance, has a berry that is very resinous, and the heat from the fire
breaks through the resin,
melts the resin so that they can go to seed. You were talking about the tree. The pine trees there also are fire dependent. They are fire resistant, so the bark doesn't burn very easily. And the cones open under heat, so it's a fascinating.
And the seeds are in the cone.
Yes, so it's a fascinating ecosystem. And we've been slowly restoring it. People see that we are cutting down trees, and they think,
"Oh, I know, I saw
what's going on? This is a preserve." Well, we're taking out invasive species and restoring it to what it's supposed to be, what it was.
Now, when fires started years ago, I'm sure somebody didn't set them. Was that through lightning and lightning strikes?
Yeah, prior to human occupation, yes, but there also would have been native people here who would have used fire, actually used it, and did controlled burns.
Oh, really? They would have known that?
Yeah. And sometimes fires could get out of hand, and there were once the colonial people moved in, there were also fires. So it was only in the last, I'd say 50 or 60 years, that fire began to be suppressed significantly, substantially, which leads to all these invasive species coming in and the change of the ecosystem, and also, can lead to potential uncontrolled fires. And so.
But these are controlled because you always have the announcement when it's going to happen, and you've got the smoke alerts.
Right, and we have trained staff and people who come in to do these controlled burns under very stringent conditions and very stringent weather conditions. You know, everything has to be optimal to before we do a prescribed burn.
Yeah. So now you brought a few things with you. Are turtles found on the pine barren?
Yes, I just brought a few fun things. This is the carapace of a snapping turtle, and this is also we have one exactly like this.
I've never seen the inside. Yeah, we have snapping turtles.
Sure. So this
in our backyard.
Yeah. So this is we actually have one of these in the Discovery Center too, because the Discovery Center is very hands-on for people to play with, and so these guys can get really big. I actually tried to save one that was about probably 50 or 70 pounds once, and didn't know what I was doing when I was a young guy, and could have lost my finger because they're very fast.
Yeah, they are. Are they the ones that have their tail have the points on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and this is an carapace of an eastern box turtle, which we also have at the Discovery Center.
They don't
alive.
Get that big, though, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, they do. They get they.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
And
looks like a helmet.
Yes, it does. Now, these used to be found wild in the pine bush, but they are no longer because of habitat loss.
It's a beautiful show.
So again,
isn't it?
an example of why preservation is so important, because they're not there anymore due to habitat loss. This is a wood turtle carapace, which we also have.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen a wood turtle.
You're welcome to play with this.
I can
so
play
this you
with
get top and bottom.
Look,
and we also have a live wood turtle at the Discovery Center. And then there are just various skulls if you want to have the camera just focus in on those.
Yeah.
These are some of the games that we play for kids. You know, try to match the skulls. So we have, we have turkey, wild turkey, the snapping turtle. We have, what's this one? Just a gray squirrel and a red fox. And then lastly, just for fun, I brought to go with the turkey skull and the turkey picture.
The feather,
these are common. People commonly find these and wonder what they are. This is a wild turkey feather.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We had one in our backyard yesterday, just kind of sauntering through.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, they're pretty amazing birds, really.
They are. They're not at all what we eat for Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, it doesn't look anything like it. Right. They're different.
Right. And so, speaking of the Carner blue butterfly, I mean, we're in the Pine Bush Preserve is important for so many reasons, but one of them is the Carner blue butterfly, which we and others are trying to help save from extinction. So we have this captive rearing program that we do, which is pretty amazing. And I'm holding this book up. This is called Mr. Carner Blue. We just published a book, a children's book, that is our first publication. But this is a fascinating story within a story, in that the Farnsworth Middle School has been supporting this program to help rear Carner blue butterflies for about 15 years now. And this is really great in that the kids are actually helping to work with this endangered species, which has certain strict protocols and all that. It's a federally, it's a federal program. So the Dr. Alan Fierro started this program several years ago, and we get our chrysalis from New Hampshire, where they also have a captive rearing program, and some of them are brought to Farnsworth Middle School, where they have a butterfly house, and they help raise these butterflies until we can release them. So we bring them over to the Discovery Center, and when they're ready to, when they emerge, we release them.
That's amazing.
And the Carner blue butterfly only lives 3 to 5 days, and
is that all?
And that's it. So, but this book is really great in that part of that program was the kids have to do a project, and one of the young 7th graders decided to do a scrapbook, and it turned into this. If we could focus on the book again for a second, I'm going to turn a couple pages.
Yeah.
This turned into a really great story for kids about the life cycle. How's that?
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Why don't I hold it?
Yeah, you do it better than I can.
Okay, I'll just do it.
About the life cycle of the Carner blue butterfly, how it's dependent on the fire habitat, how the lupin grows, et cetera, et cetera. And it's very, very simple and very. It's a delightful little book.
And who did the graphics?
This was a joint effort. She did the original scrapbook. Some of the other kids in the class contributed artwork. The teacher, a couple teachers contributed artwork, and then we realized that we had something kind of special here.
Great.
So there were volunteers from the Pine Bush who added photos, and then with the in-house we put it together, and then we sourced it out to be printed.
Can they purchase this at
yes,
the
we have
Discovery Center?
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
We have the Discovery Shop at the Discovery Center. And this is also available a couple other places, including MySci, which you just mentioned.
Yep, yep.
And we partnered with them on their big butterfly exhibit.
Wasn't that something? I was just there. I was there for that. It was really nice. So what other events do you have coming up? I know you have a Lupine Fest.
We do. Lupine Fest is going to be very exciting. That's on May 18th. And that's a free event, and it's 10 to 4. And we'll have music and crafts and games and food and speakers and presentations on falconry. But that's when the lupin is in full bloom.
Okay.
And that's also when the Carner blue butterflies roughly, are emerging. And so it's a very exciting time at the Pine Bush. And
it's for the whole family, obviously.
Yes, yes.
And Earth Day, you're doing something big for Earth Day.
We are doing, I have to check the date just to make sure I have it clear, right. It's Saturday, April 20th, we're celebrating Earth Day in the Pine Bush.
Okay.
So people can come and volunteer to help us on various projects, and it's also going to be fun. We're going to provide lunch, and we'll have games. And so again, that's an all ages kind of program. And then sticking with the Carner blue butterfly, we also have Carner Blue Walks on May 25th and May 26th, which are, let me, if I can just hold this up too for a second. I don't know if they can get this. Oh, you know what? It's on the.
Okay,
good. It might get picked up on. We're running.
Don't show it.
So we have many. I was just going to show that we have many programs throughout the month, year round. So and sometimes they're for kids, sometimes they're for little kids, sometimes they're for adults.
And sometimes they're
in
movies.
The evening, sometimes we have movies. We have speakers.
And we went there when you did, I think, a thing on, different animals and stuff, and they will show them. And we did snakes, I know, and that was really cool.
Yes.
I mean, so we try and get to some of those. I would recommend that you go to their website, and you'll find all the activities there. I only list the free ones in mine because I only have so much room in my newsletter. But check that out, and bring the kids over, and if you homeschool, I'm sure that they have some programs that would really fit for science.
Yes, and we also do programs for schools and scouts, and so we have organized programs that are not public programs, and then we have public programs. And then there's also a group called the Friends of the Pine Bush, which is a nonprofit that supports what we do.
That's wonderful.
So they come in and do programs and bring in speakers, and so there's lots going on all the time, and we also are always looking for volunteers to help with various activities,
right,
and to be part of the Friends or to do other work with us.
Well, you've heard it here. Check with Jeffrey Folmer. He's the director of not the Pine Bush, but of the Discovery Center.
That's right.
And because there's so much there, they can't do it. One person can't do it all, right?
Yes, we have an executive director,
right?
Because we have a science department, we have other departments.
Check it out, because I think you'll find that it's going to be a great way for your kids to learn. We are so fortunate to have the Pine Barren in our area and to have the Discovery Center. We are so enriched in our area. I say that on every show. I feel so enriched living here. I wouldn't live anywhere else. Sorry, Florida. No, I'm living here. So I'm Ann Perillo, Jeffrey Folmer. He is the director of the Discovery Center. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. We're going to take a quick break. Let's say I think maybe Melba might be joining us for the break, and then we'll be talking with Sarah Hill. Stay tuned.